Hi guys, it's Michelle McCosh and we're live at 5. Yeah, just got a call from FPL. I wonder if it's one of those scammy calls. Let me write that number down. Oops, pen doesn't work. Hey Kathy. Hey Robin. Hey Charlene. Let's see if I have a pen. Oh, I do have a pen here. It'll work.
We completely cleared this shelf here. Well, guess what?
Anyone else out there? Hi Aletta. I'll give it just a second. It's been a busy day. Trying to get stuff done and shipped out.
Stand out on top of that. Over here. And then stand on top and you'll see them. Otherwise, you don't see them.
Okay. So we got a couple deliveries today. I didn't, unfortunately, I didn't get everything unboxed. I do know, hi Michelle, I do know that I got part of a release that is March from 3/4 Designs from New Zealand. I did get a couple of stamp sets from All and Create, and trying to think what else was in that box. Oh, I got a couple of album kits that I think we'll do as a class that will be kind of fun. So I will be going through that box later. Okay. All right, sorry, getting messages at the same time. Okay, we got in the new 49 and Market inks, so I wanted to at least go through them. The ECD covers, yeah, they'll be back in stock on Friday, and they'll ship them out right away. So they're on the way. I know, I can't believe they sold out that quickly. So the container was missing from one of the locations. You know, it's just, customs is what customs is, right? Unfortunately, it's all beyond our control right now. Hey Jan. So we got the 15 new colors of 49 and Market. I have another shipment coming, but I thought it would be kind of fun to swatch them because they're beautiful inks, right? So let's just go through and do that. Dress Blues. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to do like this. This is watercolor paper, which, you know, is not as good as it should be for blending. The problem is I don't have enough sponges to have a clean one for each one. So this is Dress Blues, but I want to spray some water on it too. Let's see what we can get going. Just so that you can see how pretty it is when it's got water added to it. I mean, that is a pretty color. See, if there's 15 ink pads and I've only got 10 fingers. Okay, I'll think of another way to do this. So Dress Blues is a beautiful, beautiful navy. But look how pretty that is when you use it as watercolor. Oh, gorgeous. Okay, got Pink Lady. And obviously this is better done, I think, with a ink running tool. Let me find a brush. Let's not use this brush because I just put it in water and it's gone blue. I'll tell you, I'm a nightmare. Use this finger. Oh, very pretty too. Very pretty. That one's Pink Lady. Then let's go with engine number 9. I'm eager to see that one. Engine number 9. So it's like a burgundy red. And it's more of a bright red when it's got the water added to it. Really pretty. That one, let me see. Hang on. I have. That one's kind of cleanish. I want to try that one with the. I have a whole bucket of clean sponges, but of course I don't know where they are. Yeah, I'd say it's definitely more of a burgundy red, but bright red when you add the water. Really like that. Hi, Yvonne. Very, very, very pretty. Okay, let's go with Shamrock. Okay, I'll hold that up in just a second. And then let's go with Doll Face. Sorry, I remember last time we got these ink pads, some of them were difficult to open, but so far these have all been very easy. Very pretty bright pink. And then let's go with Tranquil Waters. I think it gives you a better idea, and I'll hold these up. Robin, if I was telling... We have another customer who's actually here right now. They're unpacking paint. And she hadn't bought any of them either. And I looked at her like, there's something wrong, because these colors are so saturated and so beautiful. This and the Lisa Horton are my go-to inks. I mean, they're just stunning. They stamp really well, but they've got these special effects. I didn't use the thumb yet, so I've got that one. So, with the special effects you can do with them are just gorgeous. I'm going to dry this just a little bit. That's very pretty. This is very pretty. These two are for Florida. This, if you're, if you guys got that Timber and Tweed collection, those two go very, very nicely with that. I'm going to dry it just a little bit so I can move it to the side and then do some more. And then once they've dried properly, I'll write the names on them. So we'll have a color chart here in the store. Oops. Robin, different kettle of fish. So the VersaFine Clear inks are absolutely beautiful too. And if I was using a clear stamp, and I do more often use red rubber, but if I'm using a clear stamp, I would use VersaFine Clear because I think that, in particular the black, stamps very, very well. So I do prefer the VersaFine Clear for very detailed stamps. If you have stamps that are not made in a good factory using good materials, let's say they're a less expensive stamp and you have problems stamping, VersaFine Clear is the way to go. VersaFine's inks are very, very well made. These are a little different. These, I like them for special effects, and I love how saturated the colors are. Saying that, there are new colors for VersaFine Clear coming. Hopefully that wasn't a secret. I don't know if that was a secret. Maybe you didn't hear it. Maybe I didn't say anything. But you guys will see me reach for these, or if I want a little bit of bling, I pull the Lisa Horton inks. I very rarely use my VersaFine Clear, I've got to say. But they are better for detailed stamping. This is Camouflage. This was actually the most popular color that sold, which surprised me. So, Camouflage. Maybe because this one would go with tweed too nicely. I think that Timber and Tweed collection. And I'm wondering if this sold so well because there's not really a color like that. Next we're going to go with Sunrise. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, we can't all own every single ink pad made to man, right? There's just too many. I do have all of Tim's inks, both regular and oxide. I tend to use these much, much more. The fact that they go with, if you are a big 49 and Market fan, I'm sorry, this one's called Sunrise. Not what I thought. Beautiful rust color. If you do a lot with 49 and Market, you would definitely want their inks to go and coordinate with the papers. Sunrise. Okay, I'm going to have to use this wrong hand. Oh, gosh. Look at that. That's a beautiful rust color. Not what I was thinking. And now we've got Pineapple. I'm eager to see this one. And I would imagine every artist has their own ink pad brand that they prefer, right? Pineapple. This one is a lot like Tim's color. I'm trying to think of the name of it now. Finger. This one. That's very pretty. But that one reminds me of one of Tim's color. Yeah, and Robin, definitely these would be the answer to that. That's what I was saying to, I think it was Michelle who was here the other day. The intensity of these colors, they just are just so good. And I use these more than Tim's because of that. And both inks are, I mean, these are made both by Ranger, right? This one and Tim's. Let's go with Key Lime. And I don't think that stamping with the Distress or Oxides that they stamp that crisp. They're not made to, right? It's made to be more smudgy, vintagey look, so they don't stamp well. But once I've done this, I'll stamp something with it, so you can see. So Key Lime. I don't think I got quite enough pigment down on that one, or ink I should say. Now we're going to go with Cold Brew. This one looks very interesting. Yeah, Robin, you will. Sorry. Do you do a lot of like vintage looking stuff? If anything, I would recommend salted caramel. Salted caramel is my favorite brown ever. So cold brew. If you don't do a lot of vintage though, then you wouldn't want that. This is a nice brown for timber and tweed. Nice. Very nice brown. And oh, I was thinking I'm missing some, but I'm not. Let's do the frosty. If you love vintage antique stuff, that salted caramel. This is salted caramel. But look how rich that color is. It is very rich. Also very out of focus, but very rich. So frosty. Very pale blue. Very frosty looking. Okay, let's move this up here. I'm just going to hit that with a heat tool and then I can hold these up to show you. Yeah, Izzy goes to Yvonne. I love that. Hey, Teresa. We're just swatching inks. And I just wasn't able to get the stuff up online yesterday. Okay, so here they are dry. This is Tranquil Waters, Doll Face, Shamrock, and I'll label these later, Engine Number 9, Pink Lady, and Dress Blues. It's a lovely Royal Navy. Okay, so I'm going to put that here on this pile so I label it properly. Okay, got another piece of paper. Maybe this side is cleaner. We have, we've only got 3 left. Sangria. It's very pretty. This will go nicely with that plume and petal. Okay, then we have Early Bird. So a couple ladies went over to the storage unit today, and I now have my teaching table back and my sewing machine and a couple of boxes of things I've got to go through. So Early Bird, but of course I couldn't do that because I was trying to get shipments processed. Knuckle. And then the last one we have is Twilight. I just think it's easier to show you guys the actual colors than the label. So Twilight. This knuckle. So it's Twilight. Okay, let's bring this over and I'll run down the colors for you. Let's dry this just a little bit. Mitzi, you're going to love these inks. So Frosty would go with that Petal and Plume as well. It's a nice pale blue. I don't really do a lot of pale colors, so I'll have to work with that a bit more. Okay, so again, we have Frosty, Cold Brew, which is that one, Key Lime, Pineapple. Pineapple's beautiful. That's Sunrise. Oh my gosh, Sunrise. And Camouflage. Really, really nice. Okay, I'm going to dry these. Keeping them organized so I can write the names down. They're gorgeous. Look at the colors. And then this one too. Okay, and then we have here, this is Twilight, Early Bird, and then this one is Sangria. Absolutely stunning, right? Robin, if you like vintage, I would say definitely do salted caramel. They're pretty, aren't they? Salted caramel is actually on the table. It just came in again today. But I would definitely start with at least salted caramel. And then if you like, try some of the older colors. I mean, this one is very, very pretty, that blue. That blue is, let me have a look. So salted caramel I definitely would do. Arctic blue is very pretty for a nice blue. And then this one I think, is it Rainforest? Yeah, this one's probably Rainforest or Arctic Blitz. So I'd just pick some of the more vintage colors and start with that. Start with 3. Right? Don't go overboard. There's no need to. And this was the one I did yesterday, and I used a yellow and a green on that one. But they just are beautiful. Oh, Terry. Hi, Terry. Yes, I can stamp with these. Let me grab, this is watercolor paper, so it's not very good. But let me grab a stamp. Let me grab a stamp here. I don't know what this is going to be like. This is a library pocket. But let's stamp on it. Let's take take engine number 9. Now see how pretty that is stamped? Very pretty. Now, like I said, if I was doing a clear stamp and it was highly detailed, I would definitely use, I was going to see if I had a Tim ink here. I would definitely use a VersaFine for that. But let's do the same test with one of Tim's. Okay, we'll go with Prize Ribbon. I just don't think that these stamp as crisp. And then watch me be wrong, right? Yeah, Robin, do you remember I said salted caramel? Oh, and the 2 blues. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll pick 3 for you. Now, it did stamp pretty good. It did stamp pretty good. But it is not as detailed as this one. And if you were to do this with VersaFine, I mean, this probably is not a good stamp for this comparison, but because there's no beating. I think my ink pad's dry. I think there is no beating a VersaFine for a clear stamp. And let's... Yeah, my pad's pretty dry. But... And I don't know if you can see. It doesn't help that they're different colors. This, to me, the little fine details here are stamped better. This is definitely a good stamping here. This, not so good on those details. Yeah, but you cannot, if it's a clear stamp, like I said, you cannot beat VersaFine. That is the best ink on the market for that. But color saturation, these are just beautiful. Just beautiful. So, all right, looks like I'm getting beeped all over the place. So I've got to go return some calls, see what the emergency is. But I will see you guys tomorrow. There you go. I'll write the names down. But I'll see you tomorrow. Use VersaFine on tissue paper. Yeah. VersaFine just works